Okay, I'm on this video right now. This is a video that I'm recording, and I'm in the kitchen, and it's not very glamorous at all. I don't have no fancy lights or no great microphone yet in my life, and I don't have the background or any other things that I feel like I should normally use on YouTube. And personally, I'm a naturally creative, eclectic type of person, and I think that being outside and different things like that creates enough of a background drop. But a lot of times that's a lot of noise and interference, and sometimes it gets in the way of the message that I'm doing my best to relate. Well, um I pride myself probably a little bit too much sometimes in being honest. I do my best to tell the truth at an absolute perfection in a measure that not most people probably recognize that I do. So a lot of times that you would think that you would embarrass me by calling me out or saying that I did something that I said I wouldn't do again or what have you. I'm quick to confess and apologize and let you know that somewhere along the way I must have fell off the road, and that doesn't stop me from getting back on the road again. Yeah, we fall off sometimes, friends. I like to say we just like that little nursery rhyme. We weeble and we wobble, but our spirit man never falls down. We are always resilient. Those of us who hold on and don't just rush into destruction, because I struggle a lot with this question. Should we have the choice to choose whether we want to live our lives or not? A lot of us come into this world and it's very chaotic. And at first, of course, we're in infant and babbling stages. And by the time we get up to full recognition of what's going on, our cognitive skills have upped the game and we see stuff. A lot of us often say, I didn't ask to be here. I didn't ask to come here. So there are those that believe that we don't recall what it was that we asked for before we got here. And then there are those who have lectures about how things have actually been done to us to confuse us and make us disconnect and forget why we asked to be here. That's a fascinating conversation, and I'd love to have it with someone. Inbox me or comment and let me know if you'd like to come up, or we could do something together on Instagram or even on this YouTube channel together and have a discussion about that. Because in life, I feel that we are trying so hard to reach a level of perfection. Now, certain things like this right here, I would say this media attention right here, this is called YouTube, but it's actually I when I took YouTube and I heard it, the name is about you and your tool, like what you got to offer to this vision, what you got to offer, what's your tool, what's your connection to this universal line of communication. This what did they call this when I was in the second or third grade and had computer class? They said the internet is gonna come out and it's gonna be called the information highway. Yeah, and everything's going to be connected to it. And back then, they were like, you're going to be paying and buying water one day soon. So get ready for it. And so now we're buying water, and this is the information highway. Yes, it is. Just like they said. If I put this out here in the way that I move, or I project another image of the way I move, it's seen by any and everyone. Like this is everywhere. Whoever, somewhere, some way, somehow sees me talking about this right now, clicks, likes, a dislike, or subscribe, or whatever it is they choose to do. It's by way of this media. And there's a part of my family that I come from that believes in appearances and that you should appear to be a certain way at all times. And the people that I saw bearing those images about, the way they felt about appearance, they kept up those appearances all the time. When I say all the time, I mean all the time. I'm a realistic person. I am. I don't go to sleep when I'm supposed to go to sleep. Sometimes eat a lot of things that I shouldn't, even though I'm battling with this nutrition thing in my life. This food stuff it's a journey from the beginning. I'll tell you more about it later, but I'm always talking about it. I've said things that I shouldn't say. I'm precarious. I do all sorts of things. So, to say or come up here and dressed up in a certain fashion all the time, and that's not me all the time, I don't feel like that's me being realistic with my YouTubing. But I'm allowing you to know parts of my life that are very probably intimate or personal, like to allow you into my kitchen space when I'm preparing meals, or to allow you into my personal space when I'm talking or dealing with my children. Those are spaces where I'm not always I'm always in Jaja Jovan's attire. I'm always set for my attire, what it is that I like, whatever it is that I'm doing at it. Right now in the house, I am in the house doing stuff, writing down in my journal and everything, and just battling my life and the things that I feel like I need to face right now. And yeah, I'm Bonnet Vaughn right now. Yes, I'm on the bonnet cloud right now, and I got my little sweater on, and my shirt says, "Here I am." Now what's your other two wishes? This is not me all the time, but this is a time right now where I'm not in pain, and I'm not ashamed of being who I am, and in the essence of who I am. And when I rally up and I put myself all together with special colors and special, clothing or garments that I love to wear, then I'll share those things too. But let's be realistic. I'm not there yet. I watch my grandmother consistently, my great grandmother consistently get up every day at a certain time that was before me, because she was already up and dressed before I ever saw her. I rarely saw my grandmother in her night clothes. I think maybe twice in my life. And she was in her elder years, and it was like we was disturbing her, like coming to her house in the night or something. But prior to that, I never seen my grandmother in her night clothes. Just didn't. She put me to bed before she went to bed. And by the time I stopped spending the night with her often in my teens, because she didn't leave here, thank God, I did have quite a bit of time with her. I wish I had gleaned a lot more, but I got as much as I could considering my situation. It was very complicated. She was here until I was probably about 14. I think about 14 or 15, I lost her. About 8th grade. I remember things by school grade a lot of times, and then I determined how old I was when I was in that grade. So I was about 13, 14 years old in the 8th grade, and that's when I lost my grandmother. Around 7th grade, I was 12 turning 13, and I still had her then, I remember, because I remember calling her when I was about 12 or 13 years old and complaining about my mother, and basically kind of just telling on my mom. Maybe my granny would take up for me, because my mother was just, she was in her own world too. So we all experience going into our worlds, and when we're in our world and we're doing what it is we want to do finally, and getting what it is what we want to get finally, it's hard for us a lot of times to see what it is other people need, or how we have offended or hurt others, because we feel like we got it all in stride. Everything's okay. Don't worry about, too much. They just making a big woof woof or talking too much, and they jealous of me, or whatever it is. We tell ourselves these things so that we can be in our world, basically in our own perspective of what we feel is right, in our own truth. Because there's your truth, my truth, and then there's facts. I like facts. I do. I love facts. I love my truth, but I also love facts. I do. They back up my truth. That's why. Or they support my truth. So I came to give this video in light way of the fact that I started a lot of what are you doing with that? Look at this. What? Why did you give him that ball? I mean her that ball. She is having a time of her. For all of those people who love doggies, there's one for you. That's Miss Jersey. Like it or not, she's a part of my life. And don't get me wrong. Now I like dogs and stuff. I like animals. I'm a very big animal person, whether you know it or not. But that's another subject too. But back to what I was saying, it is that I've made a lot of videos about nutrition and how I'm doing things different with my nutrition and how I'm facing certain battles with that, and how I really keep trying to pull it in line to do it. I see like not many people have the time to really listen to these videos, but I really be wanting to get some support information out there for people who are looking for people to give them support. And also too, like, it makes me feel good to be supportive. It really does. I love to feed good energy. I'm a positive, vibrating, majestic magnet and generator. I am a generator. I love and feed off of positive energy and reverberating it. I really do. I really do. I do. So to uplift someone and let them know that if you have fallen off the cart and you feel like I have been doing this Yaki awakenings cleanse, and I've been drinking my bitters, and I've been doing my best to stay firm away from all sugar, starches, and dairy and meat, you know what I'm saying, all the things that I know that I shouldn't be ingesting while I'm taking these herbs to heal my body. And you going along the way, and somebody somewhere invites you to do an activity with them, and after the activity you finish, like maybe swimming or running or a party or something, and you're famished, you're hungry, and it's probably a while before you're going to be able to get somewhere to get something else to eat, and all they have is the shit that you say that you is not on right now. Please don't feel bad. Don't kill yourself if you feel yourself. If you fall off the boat, if you fall off of the routine, a lot of times people kill themselves and bust the bubble and say, "Well, I broke the fast. I just can't make it. I can't do this no more because it's just impossible for me to stay focused and do what I need to do, and I'm just not disciplined." All of these things we say to ourselves and we beat ourselves up. Well, it takes strength. It takes power. It takes discipline. It takes order. It takes subjection. So don't feel like you will not be subjected, because you will be subjected and you will be tested. You will be. There's a lot of times we feel like, oh, we're just making this up. We're just being extreme. Why? When I say I'm not going to eat any dairy, he brings home ice cream, and the kind that I really like strawberry or peach or some shit, like, you know, or chocolate, or I wake up in the morning or I wake up in the afternoon and I smell macaroni and cheese cooking on Sunday, all type of stuff. And these are realistic things that happen in my life, by the way, or you know, or there's nothing that smells better than baked chicken, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that on the grill, all that stuff. So you have to be in a centered place to be able to walk past all those things, because the Bible even says that the weapon will form, but it will not prosper against you. So if you recognize the thing as a weapon, And sometimes you really got to speak to these things. You in the spiritual essence. Say, I rebuke you, Satan, in the name of Jesus. In the name of Jesus. I rebuke you in the name of the Most High. I rebuke you in the name of Allah. I rebuke you in the name of Jehovah Rapha. I rebuke you. You nasty little, creepy little, what is the thing? What's those archon arcanian thing that's trying to come and entrap me inside of this sickness, illness, and disease that this vomiting little food or festering little thing is harboring inside of it because of the thing that it's going to do in my nerves and in my body. Yeah, you got to do warfare. Welcome to real life warfare. You have to do warfare all and out, and discipline yourself. It's a walk, it's a journey, but I don't want you to be discouraged and think that you cannot make it if you make mistakes along the way. Just because the car starts sputtering a little bit don't mean it ain't gonna work better when you put some oil in it. Put some oil in your ass. Some tips to help you get over falling off the wayside. Some things that I do, because I'm getting myself in order. Some things that I do when I am not completely focused in my efforts to discipline myself. So if say for instance I've been out all day, I wake up that morning, I get up, I drink me. I like to start off drinking something hot. It's always good to get the bowels moving and the body